What's going on, guys? I'm back with another video. I feel like I think it's been like months since I've made a video, so I'm very excited and I'm feeling blessed to be back in the studio. I got a new studio. I'm in the garage now. Those are my birds, so they're gonna be chirping throughout the video. And if you got a problem with that, click away. Anyway, today I got a custom project requested by a client. He's gonna be wearing this for his birthday, so I want to make sure that he's looking good. It's a fairly simple project, but I'm very excited to get this done for him. So he wanted revenge on the left leg, so that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do here. I got this white fabric, and I added some stars and some details to the stars. And I added the word revenge as he requested. He did request the green paint too. So I did the green paint and I added the blue accents to complement that. And on the other leg, I'll be having these two bandanas tied at the, maybe at the knee, maybe a little bit below the knee, maybe one below the knee, maybe one above the knee. Maybe they're both gonna be together. I'm not too sure yet, but this is gonna be what one leg consists of, and this is what the other leg is going to be consisting of. And we're going to be working on a pair of blue jeans, just a pair of blue jeans. Yeah, I'm excited to get this done. So my first step is I'm going to get these cut open so that I can actually start sewing. If you've seen my videos, you know the deal. You know how we go. You know where we go from here. But if you haven't, let me explain to you what I'm gonna do. So, you see the crotch right here where the seams meet? I'm gonna cut all the way from the crotch to the toe, and that's gonna be for both sides. Okay, and what that's gonna do is that's gonna actually open the jeans up, give it more of a canvas-like aspect, and give me more creative freedom to sew, more space and all that stuff. So I'll show you what I mean. Man, I just want to mention that it feels good to be fucking back bringing this content to you guys. So if you like this video, please leave a like so that I know to keep doing this stuff for you guys. Sometimes it ain't always easy chasing a dream, bro, but we out here. You know what? I'm actually not gonna cut it. I'm gonna use my seam ripper. So what I'm gonna have to do first is, you see on the inside right here, on the bottom, I'm gonna have to undo this hem with my seam ripper, and then I'm gonna go ahead and undo the seam right here on the insides of the legs. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done and then show you what it looks like. So I'm actually going right now with the seam ripper. This takes some focus and it does take some time. Obviously I kind of want you to see just a little bit of what I'm doing. That way you can kind of see that it does take some time to get these things done. And using your seam ripper can be a little tedious. This work can be a little tedious and you can get some thumb cramps. I'm not even joking, but sometimes you just gotta go through it for what you love to do. You gotta go through it. And you may think I'm making a big deal, but fuck no, this shit stresses my muscles sometimes. So we're almost done. And so as you can see, the jeans are flat, like straight canvas like. And this is what allows me to sew. And if you want to paint, this is literally, like I said, a fucking canvas. So this helps a lot if you're going to be getting some paint work done. And it also helps if you're sewing. Just a lot of free space to do your work, whatever you got to do. So that's one step that I like to do. If you're using the seam ripper technique to open the jeans up, you are going to have a lot of these little fabric lint type deal. I don't know how to explain it, but you're gonna have a lot of that stuff everywhere, so you might want to be aware of that. If you're cutting the jeans, you're not really gonna have that mess because it's just gonna be a straight cut, you know what I mean? I'll show you what I mean actually. See all this? This is all threading from the removing the jeans, so luckily I can just sweep all this stuff up when I'm done. But yeah, now I have the jeans cut and I have my fabrics and everything painted. So my next step is going to be to just pin these and the bandanas onto the pants. That way I can actually get them sewn on. Once I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and start sewing. So let's go ahead and do that. So I got my patch pinned on. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the sewing machine and we're gonna get started. Okay guys, so I had a Singer, an old school vintage one, and something's wrong with it. I don't know how to operate it really. I don't have that vintage touch to be using those machines. And I just got it out the shop too, bro, and that's what I don't understand. So I went to the pawn shop and I bought another Brother machine, and that one didn't fucking work either, so I had to go to Walmart today and I got another Singer. I've had this Singer machine before. I'm very familiar with it and it works great. So I was like, you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So here I am. I got a new machine and I'm ready to actually finish this project. So that's what I'm gonna start doing now. I'm just sewing on my patches. And a lot of people who know a lot about sewing, like people that I learned from, they're not really fans of these new modern machines. But for me, it's the other way. I actually really love this machine. It's worked for me so many times. It's gotten so many projects done for me. So I'm like, I don't see the problem with it. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm finishing this up. What I've still got left is these two bandanas. I'm just gonna sew them together. This one and this one. I'm gonna sew them together and sew them onto the other leg. But first I wanna finish this one and then we'll kind of just go from there. So I got all my patches sewed on. Now I'm doing some distressing, okay? So what I've done is, the jeans are inside out for now because now that I have my slits, I like to go in with the seam ripper and I like to just cause the distressing. You know, it's kind of, what's that word I'm looking for? So it could be a little tedious and it can be a little straining on your hand muscles, but it's always worth it. You know, when you want to get a good project, you got to do the work. So what I did was on the outside of the pants, I just ran through like this and made slits, but I kind of did it like that. I didn't just go clean slice. I went like that. That way it's a little it's distressing as you're making that cut, you know what I mean? And it also, I find that when I cut it like that, it makes it easier for me to go through and pull the strings on the other side, because when it's a clean slice, it's harder, I think, to pull like the little strings out and cause that distressing that I'm looking for. But when you do that slice little by little, it kind of allows the strings to be more malleable from the inside. So that's all I'm doing right here. Really, the amount of depth or the amount of distressing that you want to add is completely up to you. If you want them to be super distressed, I'm pretty sure you can go all the way down to like maybe even an inch. Me, I like to keep them kind of decent and simple but noticeable at the same time, so I don't do too much, but I also do get the job done. So right now I'm just gonna finish the distressing and then I'm gonna show you how I put the jeans back together. Okay, so now we're on to the final step, which is sewing the pants back together. All right, so pretty much I got my jeans, right? And they're all open like this. They're open. So you're gonna grab this back end right here and the front end, and this is where you're gonna pinch the crotch together, all right? And all you're gonna do from here is you're just gonna sew along here to the toes. And then you're gonna do the same for the other side. So one thing that really helps me is I got these little clips right here. So I'll go in and I'll clip right where the crotches meet. And then I'll go to the other side where the toes meet. And then I'll align them and pinch there. So once the end points are clipped, then I'll start clipping along the edges. So I'm just gonna tuck these bandanas in to the inside. That way I can get this sewn up, and then when I flip the pants inside out, they won't be sewn, you know, they won't be sewn inside, they'll be outside. That way I can tie them how I've intended to. So yeah, all I'm gonna do from here is just clip the rest of the pants. You also want to make sure that they're aligned the whole way through, all right? Keeping them flush is important. So we'll go ahead and just finish clipping these up, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so now I'm about to start sewing, and you can see both the edges are flush, right? One thing I like to do is to keep this aligned with the edge of the presser foot. That way I'm getting a consistent stitch the whole way through. Okay guys, so my project is done. It's all sewn back up. I added some distressing, the paintwork, the bandana. So a fairly simple project, and this was a custom for Benny, who's a barber, and I'm very appreciative of this opportunity that I had to do this for him. It's for his birthday, like, I don't know if I've mentioned that, but it's for his birthday. But yeah, that's gonna go ahead and conclude this project. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I'd be more than happy to help however I may be able to. Again, this is what works for me. You might have your own way of doing it. I don't think there's a right or wrong way to get the projects done as long as they get done. All right, so that's gonna conclude this video. Thank you.